Hello, welcome back once again to the series. A few moments ago, we looked at the while loop, and yes, I showed you the condition and how the while loop operates. We still have it right on our screen. Now, in this video, we'll be looking at the do while loop, and the reason I just brought out this image is just to show you the terminology and the difference between these two different loops. Now, for the while loop, there was something I failed to point out, that is the fact that the while loop can execute 0 times. If that condition is false, the while loop never gets executed. But in the case of the do while loop, we have a statement that executes in the do part, and at the end of the day, it checks for the condition. So at most, the do while loop is executed once. Let me show you an example of what I'm trying to say. So I'll open up IntelliJ again, and we still have what we did from our previous example, the printing of the checking of the prime number and their multiple and the multiple of other numbers. So at this very first point, we have check number is equal to false. If the user chooses a value of 1, then check number should be equal to true. But if the user chooses a value of 2, the user inputs a value of 2, then check number should still remain false. And in that scenario, our while loop will never get executed. And at the end of the day, I should add a printline statement that indicates that we've come to the end of the program. So for that, I will just say end of program, closing, and do something quite interesting again and say bye to the user. And that is it. So I'll run the program. And you can see how the while loop is going to run 0 times due to the fact that the condition did not evaluate to true from the very first beginning. So enter your name, and that is Isaiah. Are you willing to check a number? Enter your option. Let's choose one of the options. And immediately I say no, see end of program, closing, die Isaiah was printing that. Now, if I had stated that I wanted to check a number and I computed a value of 1, you see that yes, the while loop is going to get executed. But in the case of the do while loop, the body of the loop gets executed at the very first instance, and then the next stage is to check the while condition. Now we'll see how to refactor this code so that we'll make use of the do while loop instead of the while loop and see how it different, how it is being different from the while loop. So let me pull up this image again and let me show you something I'm trying to say. So it starts the do while loop and do the command, that's the block. And after it finished executing the block, at the very first time, it checks for the while condition. And if the while condition is true, it goes back to the command, execute the command again, and comes back and check for the condition in case there has been any update in the block. Now, if the condition turns out to be false, it ends the program. You can see at first the command is being executed for the do while loop, but in the case of the while loop, the command is only executed after the condition is true. So like I stated, we'll be refactoring our code, not necessarily refactoring, but I think I'll have to comment the whole of this. First I'll copy them, just copy, Ctrl C, then I'll comment also. I think I've commented the whole of the while aspect of the program. I'm going to type in and I'll just say do, and you can see I'll add my while statement at the end and put check number, Ctrl V. So in this first scenario, we have the value of check number. In fact, the value of check number was false. So in the case of the while loop, because the value of check number was false, it didn't get executed. So now we don't even need this first part where it asks the user to choose a number. Okay, we need that part, and I think we can put that part inside of this statement. Okay, no, we don't really need that part. I just took a look at the code properly and just say it should be equal to 0 for the start, and we don't need this part. Now let me walk you around the program again. So we have our scanner for imputing a new value to the program, and we're asked to enter our name. When the user enters his name, then we have a boolean variable that says we should either check a number. That is, we should check the value of a number. So this boolean variable check number is what I used. Not really a fancy name for it, but that was what I could come up with. So check number is false. Now we have int user choice. This int user choice will be used in the future. Int user choice was equal to the number that was imputed by the user when it chose between when it made the decision of checking a new number, either true, either yes or no, when it imputed 1 or 2 in him. That is for that. Now we have our do while loop here, but we'll start with the block. So this is the whole of the command that is being executed. That's the block. Let me collapse this. So we have the print line statement that says checking a new number, and the name of the user was printed out, and the user was to impute the number. So it evaluates at the very first beginning before it then checks for the condition which was imputed by the user, if he's willing to check for a new number. So I'm going to run the program. Okay, I have a compile error. Should be at okay, yes. Because the whole of the do while loop is a statement in itself, it requires a semicolon at the end of the statement, and that is at this point. So I think we'll be good to go. I'm going to run the program again. So enter your name, which is our very first prompt. Enter any positive value of your choice. So I'll start with 100. You can see the number is a multiple of 2. Are you willing to check a number? Now just check. This question was never asked from the beginning, but now it is asking us if I'm willing to check another number. It's asking again if I'm willing to check another number. When I put yes and I do 200 this time around, I still get a multiple of 2 because yes, pretty much it's a multiple of 2. When I put 2 this time around, the program is going to end, and that is why we have end of program closing and by Isaiah. So we've come to the end of this video. We looked at while loop, and we looked at the do while loop in itself, and we've also seen the difference between the do while loop and the while loop, because the do while loop is going to execute the block at most once, and the while loop will execute any number of times including 0. Just take note of that. So please, like I always state at the end of my video, if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, please do so. Give this video a thumbs up and also ping that bell icon. Peace out, and I will catch you in the next one.